Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's me, Taj, and today I'm going to be opening this Utah sealed promo pack, which I got from my first ever One Piece store tournament I attended, which I'll talk about in just a moment. And I got some other cards as well, which I want to show you, and then I'll do a deck profile of what I played with at the said tournament. But let's crack on and open this because I'm really keen to get into this. So if you guys haven't checked it out, I did open the Japanese full deck of the Red Movie Utah deck, which was handed out in Japan if you went to watch the movie. But in my case, we get these in English by attending any store tournament throughout the month of December 2022. So I was lucky enough to get a space on the Brotherhood of Games store tournament. There are 56, I believe, 56 attendees who attended this. Huge for a store tournament, and everyone got one of these just for showing up. So you get the Utah leader. So promo 11 is the main card. So it's 5,000 mono red leader card, which has activate main once per turn for a cost of 1 Don. So you may rest 1 Don to activate this. Up to one of your characters with no base effect gains plus 2,000 power during this turn. Quite powerful for some vanilla cards which don't have, you can suddenly buff things up and get a clean attack through, or get an opponent to have to use a lot of counters in order to do that. Then we've got a counter 1,000, 3-drop, 5,000 power, Jellyfish Pirates character card, promo 12, 1 copy of that in here. Then we got Gordon, which is a 1-drop 2,000, very useful card, seeing a lot of play in Japan. Activate main, you may place this character at the bottom of the owner's deck, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3,000 power during this turn. This is a fantastic counter for, say, a kid deck. When they bring out that big kid, the 8-drop kid, you can suddenly give it minus 3,000 when it's rested, and then swing in with Rush Luffy, potentially give it a KO. Very, very useful card. I need 4 copies of this for sure. 3-drop, 3,000 blocker, Kobe. So yeah, trigger, you can play this card. So this card's got a trigger as well, very nice. I do love the artwork on this, very cute. Sunny-kun is an extremely playable card in I think Rush Zoro in Japan at the moment, in the OP2 format. 4 copies of this gets played quite a lot. 1-drop, 3,000 power, and a counter plus 1,000. So a pretty decent vanilla card for a 1-drop. Very playable indeed. We then got an 8-drop Shanks with a counter of 1,000, 10,000 power. Yeah, not really much else to say about this one, just a vanilla Shanks. Nice artwork on it though. We've then got Trafalgar Law, 4-drop 5,000. On play, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. Again, very useful. Again, it's got a counter plus 1,000 as well. Can be played, I think, quite a playable card as well. We got Bartholomew, 3,000, 2-drop blocker. So that's quite a nice one. 3-drop for 2,000 power and a 2,000 counter, which could be quite useful. For Beepo, Don ×1, when attacking, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. So you're attaching a Don to this card, so you're already buffing up its power to 3,000. You're then, when attacking, able to KO potentially one of your opponent's blockers. Yeah, could see that being played. 1-drop 2,000 Helmepo with a counter of 1,000. On play, up to one of your leader or character cards gains 1,000 power during this turn. Could be quite useful in like my Trafalgar Law deck, where you can swap out characters for a couple of drop. You know, you could possibly bring this in, boom, give something a boost. You know, I'm just saying, could potentially. Ben Beckham is a 7-drop 9,000, counter 1,000, and it's a vanilla. Vanilla Luffy, 4-drop 6,000, counter 1,000. Nice artwork on that again. You got a 6-drop Yasup. Again, it's a vanilla 6,000. 6-drop 8,000. Pattern usually is, you know, you get 2,000 more depending on what you're paying. Power wise, if it's a vanilla, it's got a counter 1,000 on that as well. And then you just got some advertising cards at the end, which emulate exactly what you got pretty much in the Japanese pack as well, but these are in English, so this is pretty good. So I will read through these and have a look at these later on as well. Gives you some QR codes that you can, if you're interested in buying these products, you can scan the QR codes on the screen right now and potentially be able to go to the sites to, download or go and purchase stuff if you like. Bam presto, there we go. And there. Okay, so those are all the promos you get in the Utah promo deck. So promos 11 up to 23 is what you end up getting. So that'll fill the binder up really nicely, gets me up to promo 23. There are a few gaps I've got 1 to 5, obviously missing 6, but I was lucky enough to, from my event participation pack, pull the promo number 7, Monkey D. Luffy. So Don ×1, this character cannot be KO'd in battle by strike attribute leaders or characters. It's 4-drop, 5,000 power and 1,000 counter, but fantastic artwork on that Luffy card. So that was another thing I picked up. I also did a couple of purchases and got a couple of box toppers I was missing. So I got Who's Who and Inurashi as a box toppers. So that's 2 more. So I've now got 4 of the 6 box toppers I needed. But let me talk to you guys about the deck I played with. So how did I do, first of all, is the thing I should tell you guys. So I played, I think it was 6 rounds. Yeah, 6 rounds. First round, I came across a kid deck and I played Ibo. So go and check out Ibo's channel. He was the first person I played. Didn't realise how knowledgeable he was about One Piece until after I left the tournament. And even playing him, you could tell he knew his stuff. But I think we were both playing for the first time in real life. I'm not too sure. Well, in a competitive format anyway. But yes, so he had a kid deck and beat me. But let's talk about my deck first. Let's see how it's built. So I literally had to build my deck with what I pulled. Now, the starter decks I'd ordered fell through. So what did I build my deck with? Well, I had a playset of the promo pack, which has promos 1 to 5 in it. I also had my 2 booster boxes, which I managed to get. Thank you very much from Living Realm for sending those very swiftly. Got them on release day. I had my red super pre-release starter deck complete, that one. And then I had some random... I got a green, blue and purple. I got somebody's random scraps of what they didn't need from their super pre-release decks from eBay. So I got some scraps. So I didn't get the SR cards with those. I didn't get some of the more playable cards. So you'll see what I did anyway. So I've built what I could with what I had, and this is what I ended up with. So I wanted to build a Trafalgar lore deck. I love the main ability. So it's a 5,000. Only 4 life because it's a dual colour. You don't get 5 life with this, only 4, but it's activate main once per turn for a cost of 2, so you rest 2 Don. If you have 5 characters, return 1 of your characters to your hand, then play 1 character with a cost of 5 or less from your hand that is different colour than the returned character. So this deck is all about putting out loads of cheap 1-cost characters out, flood your board so it's full with 5 characters. Hopefully they do things with their blockers or they do things when they come in play, and then you cheat in a 5-cost for resting 2 Don. That's it. It has to be a different colour to what you pick up. So yeah, that is the mechanics, and I hope you guys like this. I've put that in a snap case. I would have hoped to have got an alt art to put in here. This is just the regular art, but yeah, I'm not going to get an alt art anytime soon unless I pull one because it's ridiculously stupid expensive. So what was my deck like? Let me just walk you guys through it. So I played 4 copies of Atama. Atama's very good. It's got 0 power, so it's not the one you're going to be attacking with, but it's very useful because it's got counter plus 2,000. And when it comes into play, depending on if you time this right, give one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. So you could essentially negate a blocker, or you could reduce the power of something that is rested already to make it a lot easier to knock out. That's very useful. Tama is very useful. I hated having to... when I just wanted to sort of play stuff normally and my board was full, I hated having to just chuck this in my trash because I really would like to use its powers or the counter ability on it. But sometimes I was forced to do that when I was playing. But 4 copies of that. So we had 4 copies of Atama in this deck, so we'll pop her just up here so you guys can see her in camera. And then I had 4 copies of Chopper. So Chopper is from the starter deck. So as you can see, it's my super pre-release version of Chopper. 4 copies of Chopper, and Chopper's just a quick 1-drop 1000 power blocker. So simple as that. Just a quick, easy blocker to get in play, just to give you guys, give you something to chump against. And it's the same with good old Capone Beige. Again, 4 copies of that. It's a blocker, but it's a green blocker. So again, we just want to get green and red cards as evenly as we can early out there to do what we want them to do, to just fill that board up so we can get a nice even distribution, so we can swap out green, swap out red, and just keep doing that every turn, alternating between the colors. Jewelry Bonnie, 4 copies of this again, 1-drop 1000, but on its main for resting 1 Don, you may rest this card and look at the top 5 cards from your top of your deck, reveal 1 Supernova type card and add it to your hand, then place the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. Very useful in this deck. You'll see there's a lot of Supernova cards. Capone's a Supernova, but we got some red cards who are Supernovas in here as well, so very, very useful. Nami, I only played 2 copies of OP1 Nami. I think that's because I only had 2 copies, to be fair. Again, 2000 power this one, 1-drop, counter for 1000. Again, Bonnie's a counter for 1000 as well, so useful for countering as well. But this one has on play, look at the top 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal 1 Straw Hat Crew type character card other than Nami, add it to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So you don't have to rest her, you don't have to pay anything. She's 1000 more power and does something similar to what Bonnie does, but only for Straw Hat Crew. So for a mono red, this would be ideal card. You want Nami. Once she's done what she's want to do, what you want it to do, you can then use her to swap out into your hand to get a bigger 5 cost out there or something more powerful to do what you want it to do. Okay, then I had 2 Brooks, Brook mainly for the plus 2000 counter, but on play give up to 2 rested Don cards to your leader or one of your characters. So if you've used up a lot of your Don, you can then attach it to stuff. So this is very good with a Rush Luffy, because if you add those 2 Dons to the Rush Luffy, it makes it unblockable and it can attack for 8000. So very useful to have this in your deck. Probably might play more copies, but I only had 2 because it's from the starter deck, and I've only got the 1 starter deck at the moment because my order fell through, like I said. Okay, I'm not getting it till the second wave, which I'm really disappointed about. Okay, Killer is 2 cost, 2000 blocker, but Don times 1 on block. If you have 3 more characters, draw a card. So it's got a bit of draw power on there as well. When it's blocking, it might die when it's blocking, but at the same time, put a Don on it before you end your turn. It makes it a 3000 blocker, at the same time gives you the ability to draw a card when it blocks. It could, while it's being sacrificed, it can give you something in return before it leaves the field. So that's quite nice as well. Nakama Mushumi, 2-drop 3000, 1000 counter, on play, rest one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. Probably would have played 1 more copy of this, to be fair, if I'd have thought about it a bit better. But good to rest your opponent's characters, because it just means you can either knock them out or you can just get through without being blocked. Especially late game, you might not want to attack their character that you just rested, you might just want to get through. Izu, I played 3 copies of Izu. On play, rest one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. She's a 3-drop 3000, 2000 counter, so the 2000 counter is really useful. Her on-play effect is absolutely amazing, because again, you can cheat her in for 2, and if you bring her in, you can start resting your other characters. Yeah, I think she's a really useful card. I played 3 copies of that. Very happy to have 3 copies in the deck. Don't think I would change that. Next we got Nico Robin, 3 copies of Nico Robin. Again, I think I only had 3 copies from OP1. 4000 Don times 1 when attacking, KO one of your opponent's characters with 3000 power or less. That's pretty useful and very good, plus 1000 counter on it as well. Okay, another 3-drop. What did I get? The other 3-drop we had was the promo Eustace Kid, promo number 3 from the original promo pack. Don times 2, this character gains double attack. So yeah, you know, you're putting Don times 2 on it. For 3-drop, you're adding 2 Don. It's now a 6,000 attacker with double attack. Pretty useful. Stick 3 Don on it. It's now quite difficult because it's a 7,000 double attack. You know, so again, the more you stick on it, the more difficult it is for your opponent to deal with. Double attack allows you to take 2 prize cards. The attack only goes through once, so if it gets blocked, it fizzles out, but if it gets through, you're taking 2 prize cards. You can't win with double attack, so you can't, if they've only got 1 prize card left, you can't take the prize card and then the other hit kills them. It'll only take the prize. So, and then it leaves them susceptible next attack. But yeah, useful card. I played this just to see if I could get double attacks through, and I did on a couple occasions get double attack through, so I was quite pleased with that. Okay, next up, I played 3 copies of Zorro. I played all 3 that I pulled, including my alt-art. I would never usually play this because I'd keep this sort of stuff in my folder. It's a 5,000 3-drop rush. The turn you play it, you can attack straight away. Now, this is really useful with a Trafalgar Law's leader ability, so that you can activate. You can just sort of cheat this in for 1 less, you know, but it's a rush card, or you can just play it raw. I would play it raw, but in my deck I used it a few times and I cheated it in, and it's yeah, scares your opponent a little bit when you do that. Okay, 1 copy of Okiku, Don times 1. When attacking once per turn, rest one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. Would have played more had I have known how useful this is. Resting your opponent's characters, especially if it's 5. 5's a magic number in this game. Yeah, would have been extremely useful. I think I would probably drop maybe Izu and put another one of these in, simply because it's the same play cost. This is 2,000 more. All right, this isn't very useful for countering, but, and it's not on play, and you have to add a Don to it, but you're having a 6,000 attacker now, which you can rest one of your opponent's characters with. I just think it's really useful. So yeah, probably would have played a few more copies if I'd have known. This one I really didn't use much. I had 2 copies of this. X Drake, Don times 1 your turn. If this character is rested, your Supernova or Navy type leader and characters gain plus 1,000 power. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I didn't really get to use that, and I think it wasted space in my deck, but it was useful for a counter, plus 1,000 counter on that. Okay, my Yamato, I pulled 2 of these, 1 from each of my booster boxes, so I thought I had to use it. You know, it's got double attack, 5-drop, so I can cheat this in with my leader. It's got double attack and banish, so no triggers activate essentially from your opponent's life cards. So if you're doing double attack, they're taking 2 life cards and they can't use the triggers because it's got banish. Yeah, that's a pretty nice attack to have. And again, you cheat it in for 2, and then you can attach 2 to it, maybe make it a 7, maybe an 8,000 even, and double attack. That's pretty nice. Okay, then I had Luffy. I only had 2 of these from the starter deck, so I couldn't play any more copies. But this, if I could play 4 copies, I probably would. Rush again, I can cheat this in again. Don times 2 when attacking, your opponent cannot activate blocker. Imagine that, 8,000 attack that cannot be blocked. Super powerful, super useful. Yeah, I want more copies of this, and I'm so sad my starter deck didn't arrive. I pulled 2 copies of Trafalgar Law from my OP1 boxes, so I had to play both copies. Again, 5 cost blocker, cheat this in again, 6,000 power. On play, you may return one of your character cards to your hand, play 1 character card with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. So again, when you're cheating this in, you're not only bringing this in, you're picking something up to play this, but you can pick something else up, and then you can also put down one of the cards you just picked up. So you're prepping yourself for the next turn. You're potentially bringing Yamato out. You know, you bring her out, Otama, sorry. Bring an Otama out, and, you know, she's giving minus 2,000. You're then having this in. You've got some rush characters or something that can attack. And, you know, you can really do some damage to some of your opponents. And then you can bring a 3 cost that will rest one of their cards, rest one of their characters. You get where I'm going with this, right? You can literally bring that in, rest something, attack. I don't know. It's just a nice combo. You can get some nice combos in with that. X-Drake, on play KO one of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 4 or less. So yeah, again, useful combo with those that rest opponent's characters and then just KO it just with this without even having to attack. 3 copies of that I thought was definitely worth doing. A 1000 counter, 5 cost, 6000 power drop. Yeah, useful in this deck, especially when you're comboing it with those rest an opponent's character. I only pulled 1 Eustace Kid, had to play it, so 8 cost. Only really got to really do this once. Dawn times 1 opponent's turn. If this character is rested, your opponent cannot attack any character other than Eustace Captain Kidd. Activate main. Once per turn, you may rest this character. Play 1 character card with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. So yeah, you can fill your board up. You can rest this, stick a Don on it, and then it's a 9000 cost that they have to attack. So it's pretty much a 9000 cost blocker. They're forced to attack it. And then lastly, I paid 2 jet pistols. You need to be able to counter your opponent's stuff. And using, like I said, Otama, you can minus 2000 some of your opponent's stuff, and you can literally use this to then KO stuff that's 6000. So, you know, a couple of Otamas, 1 of these, and Eustace Captain Kidd suddenly gets knocked out. So quite useful. And then obviously my Don cards, so 10 Don. Okay, that's my deck profile. Hope you guys found that useful. Round 1, like I said, I lost to a Kid deck, which wasn't great. Round 2, I played Odin deck, and I won that round, so I was very happy with that. Round 3 came up against Kid. It was a close game, but lost that one as well. Round 4, I won against a Kaido deck. I really went in aggressive on that one, rushed in, won that before they could do their 10 drop Kaido, which board wipes everything and brings out a 12,000 Kaido, which, yeah, didn't want that to happen. Then I finally faced Rush Zoro deck in round 5, lost to that. I went too hard too quick, and basically their rush attack helped them wipe out my blockers quickly, leaving me exposed. So yeah, that left me on loss, win, loss, win, loss. So 2 wins, 3 losses. And then the final round, I came against another Kaido. Didn't really have no answers to its countering its abilities, so I lost. So yeah, I ended the day with 2 wins, 4 losses. I was ranked 42 out of 59. But you know what? I was really happy with that because I'd gone into this tournament, I built the deck, I'd not even play tested it because I was so busy at work and I didn't have a chance to do any online testing with anyone. So I went in blind, learning the deck as I was going through the day, and I thought I was happy with how I progressed. So what do you guys think of my deck? Let me know in the comments below. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed this One Piece video and my deck profile as well. I'll try and give you guys some more stuff with One Piece as and when I play in tournaments and build decks and tweak my deck. But let me know what you guys think. What deck are you playing with? Are you guys playing in the Treasure Cup in February? Are you hoping to get a ticket for it? Keep me informed. Let me know what's going on as far as you One Piece players out there are concerned and collectors. I really want to know what you guys got in your collection. Tweet me at PokeTaj and show me your pictures. Show me what you got. Show me what you pulled. I am a fanatic of this card game and I just want to see everyone's collections and awesome cards. So yeah, get involved. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, stay safe, bye.